Happy Wednesday, and welcome back to the Lorden Arts channel. I'm John Lorden. Thank you so much for spending some time with us here today. Every now and then, I see articles that are talking about our personal safety, and sometimes I think this is something I need to share with the community. There's been some articles over the past few years about bumper stickers. Are they really that big of a risk? There's kind of some compelling information on both sides of that conversation. So I thought, let's go ahead and kick on the camera and let's have a little chat about this. Over at WTSP.com, decal dangers. Local police warn against certain bumper stickers. Police have a warning. Decals or bumper stickers you put on your car might make you a target for criminals. Some of these things seem kind of common sense, but even with that being said, I know when I go driving around, I'm seeing examples of these all over the place. Do you have some of these stickers on your car? Maybe this might change your mind about some of that, or maybe you'll find out it's all really not a big deal. These examples include saying where your child goes to school. I think that makes some sense. Or that you might have expensive items in your garage with a motorcycle decal. A military dad could be gone a lot. Listing the names of your family or dog is never a good idea. That actually raises a bit of an interesting point. Of course, listing the names of your family, not a great idea. And I'm sure you've seen those little stick figure decals that you can get for your rear window, and people kind of show the whole family there. I've seen some sets where it's just the makeup of the family, like you might have 2 adults, 3 kids, and then some pets or something like that. But I have seen some sets where they actually do have the names of each of the members under that. Maybe that's not the smartest thing, but the comment about the dog's name I find really interesting. Because if you are thinking about this kind of from a security concerns perspective, knowing the dog's name could give an intruder some way to try to calm the dog. I don't know. It really depends on the dog, depends on their breed, depends on their personality. But in general, I think hearing their own name is probably going to disarm them somewhat. And could that make enough of a difference? Maybe, possibly. I think it's a pretty interesting consideration. Other things that could make you a target for criminals include vanity license plates. I don't know exactly where they're going with that. Vanity plates, they're a little more expensive than your basic license plate, but I don't think that necessarily screams to criminals, hey, this person is loaded. I don't know. A sticker saying where you work, and even political stickers. A sticker saying where you work, I guess, if you work at certain organizations, like if you work at a bank or something like that, it might be kind of obvious. On the political stickers front, based on these articles that I've looked at, they're really talking about that you could potentially just incite someone else. That maybe if you have a different belief from them, you're plastering it on the back of your vehicle, and, maybe that angers them in some way. They're saying here, if it upsets the wrong person, it could lead to road rage. I'm really kind of on the fence with the political stickers thing. And you guys know, I'm not a big political person. I never try to push those types of messages here on the channel or in my personal life. I'm a little bothered by the thought that if you want to support some politician, you can't put that on your vehicle or something like that because it might upset someone else. What's the reality of that happening? I don't know. It's not something I would personally experience, but just hearing that that's kind of a note that you shouldn't do that, it hits me in a little bit of a weird spot. The other ones, like there seems to be a very common sense logic going on there. Political stickers, well, you might get someone mad at you. It's a little different than, hey, you're saying that you're a military dad, you're never at home, your kid is an honor student at this prestigious school that the parents have to pay a lot of money for them to be in. And by the way, you guys are really into motocross, so there's several motorcycles likely in the garage. That seems like a pretty valid concern. There's been a few police departments that have put together these kind of infographics on this. Once again, just sharing this with you guys, the dangers of your bumper stickers. They're showing here, they've got the family stickers that I was kind of mentioning. In this instance, they do have names under it. They also have a flag for the father, and he's saluting, so you could assume that he's military. My child is a star student at Ballard Elementary. Tells where your kids go to school. Is that a security risk in itself? I don't necessarily think so. I mean, I don't know. Do parents feel like their kids are less safe at school than they are at home? Or are you concerned about the potential for someone following you back and forth between the locations, something like that? Or possibly that your kid walks home from school. I guess that would probably be the biggest concern for me personally, thinking along that angle. Well, they're showing the motorcycle example. The motorcycle comes up in this a lot. And quite honestly, I don't see motorcycle bumper stickers a whole lot, but it comes up a lot in these examples. You have expensive toys that could be found in your garage. As for dad, they're saying dad is gone a lot. Luke probably goes to practice after school because Luke has a ball that's under his foot. They've got the name of the dog, which is Molly in this case. They're saying small, non-guard dog and her name. So that's kind of interesting. They're also getting a visual depiction, and they would know, hey, this, Molly obviously isn't a Rottweiler or a Doberman from this picture. Probably not going to, help secure the family as much as maybe one of those breeds would. Don't give criminals free information, says the Bradenton Police Department. There's another example here from Perry Township. I thought this one seems to have some more consideration in it. Once again, we're getting the motorcycle example. We have expensive toys in our garage. This one is interesting. They're showing a dancer, like a ballerina, and it has her name under it too. Let me introduce you to our children and tell you we'll be gone most evenings for practice. Because they also have a sticker for Billy on a baseball. It says Billy number 5. That's kind of an interesting consideration. We're likely distracted and may be an easy target because they have a baby on board bumper sticker over on the right. We may have expensive equipment at home and might be gone most weekends because they're into hunting. Now, I know several of you out there are probably thinking, well, if they're into hunting, that means that they're likely also into some type of weapons. Could be guns, could be archery. We're going to get to a consideration with that as well. Oil field spouse. I don't think I've ever seen that bumper sticker personally, but my spouse is away often. Now, here's an interesting consideration on the vanity plate. My plate is easier to recall should someone want to keep track of me. That's a way better consideration than I was originally thinking about it being some type of status or making you a mark for a criminal. My kids go here each day. They're using the honor roll student sticker on that again. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's supposed to be a parking pass or something. The graphics are kind of scratched out on it, but they're saying this is where we live. And they're once again also showing the small dog example. We have a small dog named Max. So yeah, a lot of considerations with this kind of stuff. Over at bankrate.com, they put together some statistics on bumper stickers. It's weird because when I was younger, I remember having several bumper stickers, mostly like for bands that I liked. And then kind of as I got older, I just fell out of it. I'm just really not a bumper sticker person, but here's some stats on it. In the US, bumper stickers are more prevalent in the South than in other parts of the country. 2 out of 3 survey respondents from Alabama, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Tennessee have at least one bumper sticker. 1 out of 2 people in the Western US and Great Lakes region have at least one bumper sticker. So there's certainly examples out there. Women are 126% more likely to have a bumper sticker. Bumper stickers that revealed the driver could be a parent of an honor roll student were viewed by 52% of people surveyed as a moment of pride. Yeah, I think so. I think that's why you put it on the car, and for acknowledging your child. In Florida, Georgia, Wisconsin, Ohio, and Michigan, the most common bumper stickers were family related. A church sticker might suggest that you're away from home on Sunday mornings. That's another pretty smart consideration. Pro-gun stickers can tell criminals that there may be valuable firearms in your car. While this could be a deterrent to some, it represents an opportunity to others. So that's kind of the comment I was waiting for in terms of talking about the hunter sticker. Certainly, if they think there's a firearm or multiple firearms in your car, maybe they wouldn't try to get to that when you're actually there. Maybe they would go through a parking lot at a store or something, look for vehicles that have some of those types of stickers, and then, try to break into those vehicles while they're parked, while there's no one around. Stickers that reveal a profession are problematic. For example, medical or pharmacy school stickers may suggest a doctor or pharmacist has prescription drugs in the vehicle. Feels like a stretch, and I don't know how many of these would really be that problematic. I think even law enforcement stickers, for a while there was a trend where you would get mail from different organizations and they would offer, like, maybe you'd buy into the LA Sheriff's Department rodeo or something like that, and they would give you a bumper sticker or a sticker to put on your window. And there was nothing formal about this. I think the belief behind it for some people that made those donations was, well, if I put, show support for LA Sheriff's Department, if I ever get pulled over, maybe they won't go so hard on me with the ticket. But even in that case, like if you work in law enforcement and decide, hey, I'm going to have a bumper sticker that says, LAPD or something like that, could that really be problematic for you? I don't know. And I don't know, doctors or pharmacists, do you guys really drive around with prescription drugs in your vehicle? I don't know. This is some interesting considerations here. Unfortunately, college-aged women can be particularly vulnerable to crime. We've certainly seen some trends with that in terms of the cases that we've talked about here on the channel. Sorority stickers immediately alert people that the driver is a young college female. Sorority stickers can help an inquisitive criminal trace the local chapter associated with the sorority and quickly determine where the driver goes to school. Seems pretty valid. These stickers can also help stalkers and predators predict where the young driver may be at points in the future, such as upcoming sorority party or sorority-sponsored events. That seems like pretty easy Facebook searching to get to that level of information. So that seems like a pretty interesting consideration. I do think I've seen some sorority stickers on cars as well. Safer alternatives. All varieties of stickers are now available to be placed on refrigerators, backpacks, water bottles. Put them on your laptop. You don't necessarily have to put that stuff on the back of your car. Social media offers an obvious alternative to vehicle bumper stickers. I know, I just heard all the warning alarms out there from you viewers, but of course presents its own risks if care is not taken to limit distribution to a trusted group. Essentially, all these same risk factors where you're worried about someone tracking you or understanding your home life, multiplied exponentially in terms of social media. Does that stop people from sharing that type of stuff? Not necessarily. I see plenty examples of it. But big question from Reader's Digest, how big is the risk? So we've seen this trend. Honestly, when I went looking for these articles, it looks like for about close to the last decade or so, there's kind of a regular beat of these articles coming out about the dangers of bumper stickers. Studies have shown that most stalking victims are preyed upon by individuals they know personally, says Kent Bousman, PhD, a sociology professor at Maryville University. The stereotype of the, quote, stranger stalker lurking in the shadows and looking for visual cues of vulnerability is more of an urban legend, he adds. However, that doesn't mean you shouldn't take all the safety precautions you can to stay out of harm's way. I do think there's also something about providing that level of information, and maybe that takes someone that you would think is a typical stranger, but from their perspective, they're starting to learn about you, they're following you online, maybe even enters your life in some way, becomes a part of your life, joins a club that you're in or a group that you're in. I think that's really much more likely than the threat that, there's this guy that saw you once on the freeway and picked up everything about where you live and your personal life and has now followed you home, and he's in your house in the middle of the night. You don't want to open those doors, I think, is basically the main lesson from this. Outside of that, just another consideration with all this, once again from Reader's Digest, 10 things that will kill your car's resale value. What's on this list in the number 3 spot? Bumper stickers. Bumper stickers make your car stand out in all the wrong ways to a potential buyer. A car dealer will work to remove the stickers before putting the car out on the lot, but they'll offer less on your trade-in due to the work needed. Save yourself that hassle. Remove the stickers yourself, or better yet, don't put them on in the first place. Well, with the considerations that we talked about today, I would certainly be thinking twice about certain bumper stickers and putting those on. Like I mentioned, I just don't have that in me to want to share information with other people through the back of my car. But for many of you out there, maybe there's some considerations here that could be helpful to you guys. Maybe are any of you going to be peeling off some of the bumper stickers after talking about this today? Or, we heard from a professor that's basically saying, hey, look, the risk with this isn't as big as we're making it out. It's kind of more of an urban legend. I still think you just want to watch those entry points and try to limit them as much as possible. But that's just my personal take on it. What do you guys think? Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for a bit today. Please come back on Friday when we'll have a brand new mystery for you, a new episode of Searchlight right here on the Lord and Arch channel.